What's up, guys? It's the Hot and Fuzzy again. I got a really cool video for you here today. This is the first video I've done on a lever action rifle, and this is my first review on one anyway. And this is the Marlin Model 39A with the gold trigger. This is a very historic rifle. It is the longest produced shoulder firearm in the world today, and it was the first lever action rifle ever chambered in .22 LR. Really cool old rifle. This one belonged to my grandfather, and then to my father, and now to me. So it's really important to me. It's one of my favorite rifles. Quick little bit of history about the rifle. I mean, of course, it's lever action, you know. This rifle started life in 1891 with the Marlin Model 1891. It originally had a side loading gate up here on top of the receiver, but in 1892 they changed it to tube loading, as you can see up here. Tube loading. That was because of difficulties in feeding the small rimfire round. And then in 1937, after a few more advancements, it gave way to the Model 39A that you see today with the golden trigger. This rifle is pretty old, you know, it has a little bit of patina wear on it. And the golden trigger is a little bit worse for wear, you know, the surface is kind of going a little bit on it, but it's there, and it's a survivor. This rifle was probably made around the first generation, and it's sweet. They're made of American grown black walnut stocks and hardened steel. They're really nice and extremely accurate. They're also considered one of the most accurate lever action .22 rifles, or just .22 rifles out there today. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the history of the gun, how it works, and then we're going to get on to some shooting, long-range accuracy test. So let's get started. The Marlin Model 39A started life in 1891 with the introduction of the Marlin Model 1891. As I said before, it originally was a side loading gate firearm, but because of difficulties with the round being so small, they made it a tube magazine. And starting out, they really did sell really well. They even had involvement with Annie Oakley, and she used them quite a bit. The gun is extremely accurate. They were produced pretty much unchanged until 1937 with the introduction of the golden trigger model, as you see in my video and the one that we're going to be shooting today. They were produced like this up until 1983. And in 1983, they revised them, took away the golden trigger, and they're produced the same way today. The Marlin Model 39A is really interesting because it's one of the only firearms to have been produced over 100 years with very little changes. The gun is also very easy to take apart for maintenance. It can be cleaned with only using a coin, and in this case, just my fingers. It's really cool that it can break down so easily. So now we're going to get on to shooting. Alright, so now that you know a little bit more about the rifle, we're going to shoot it a little bit. I'm going to load up 5 shots of the Agulia 40 grain solid lead nose projectiles, and we're going to shoot some of our steel down here. And then for the next 5 shots, I'm going to put in some CCI mini mags, 36 grains. Those are hollow points. We're going to shoot some of our 12 ounces. So you load it, tubular magazine, pretty classic design. Some people prefer the side gate a little bit more. The capacity on this rifle is 19 .22 long rifles, 21 .22 longs, and 26 .22 shorts. So if you have 22 shorts in this thing, you can keep shooting for a long time. That's about like an AR-15. I mean, of course, it's just a 22, but still, it's pretty interesting. So now we got our 5 Agulias in there, and now we're going to put in our mini mags. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, push it down in there. Ready to go. Here we go. Gonna shoot some of this steel. How about a propane tank? Steel. All right, so now we have our 5 .22 LR hollow point CCIs in here. These are the mini mags, so these are gonna hit with a little bit more authority. Yeah. You can tell those rounds have a little bit more power to them. So now we're going to move on to a long-range accuracy test. We're going to move back about 100 yards, shoot at a shoot and see target, and see what kind of group we can get offhand. All right, so now we're going to shoot some long range with the rifle and see what kind of groups we can get standing offhand with it. Right now we're using Remington Yellow Jacket HP. These are hollow point rounds that are copper, and they have an advertised velocity of 1,500 feet per second at the muzzle, so they're a really hot 22 LR round. We got our shoot and see down there at 100 yards, and I'm going to see what kind of groups I can get offhand. All right, let's go and take a look at that. So at 100 yards on this 8-inch shoot and see, aiming at it, we got a group. We collected most of the shots up here. I think it was maybe shooting high because of the higher velocity ammunition. That's pretty high velocity ammo for that rifle. But you can see it's slinging them in there pretty consistently. I mean, I was aiming here. I had one flyer that actually hit the target and splattered out because of the steel plate behind it. But that's pretty impressive. I mean, except for that flyer, you know, you're looking at a 6-inch group at 100 yards offhand. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Well, let's move on and shoot some other stuff with it and wrap it up. All right, so we're going to take a few more shots with it and then wrap it up. I've got 5 of the Agulias in, and then after that, 5 of the mini mags. And those mini mags are going to take out some old Kool-Aid and a 2-liter. So let's get started. All right, now for the hollow points. Yeah! He's not getting away. He fell off. He's not getting away. There we go. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to make, breaking out the old gun. If you guys have any questions about the rifle, feel free to ask them down in the comments below or on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/thehotandfuzzy. As always, guys, I really appreciate all the support I get. It really helps me out. If you like this video, like it and favorite it. That will really help me. Thank you guys once again for watching, and keep those subs coming, and we'll see you guys soon.